guys, Kristen here. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for watching this video. Today I'm going to do the beginning of the year book tag. So get comfy, get cozy. Let's talk about books. Okay, so there are 18 questions in this book tag. I've seen this in just a couple of videos, honestly. I haven't seen a lot of other people do this one, and it is already like the middle of January, but that's still very much the beginning of the year, so we're just gonna roll with it. I don't know who the original creator of this tag was. I do know that I saw the tag video on Larry's channel, so I'll leave a link to her channel in the description box below. I'll put the questions down in the description box. There are 18 of them, and they're just all about your plans and goals in reading for 2026. Question number 1. How many books are you planning on reading in 2026? Okay, so I've been trying to make my Goodreads reading goal really low. I feel more accomplished when I can like blow right past it. I find when I set my reading goal on Goodreads like 100 books, 150 books, I don't meet the goal. Like those are like my worst reading years ever. So last year in 2025, my goal was 30 books and I read more than double that. And I felt very proud of myself. I felt very accomplished. So for 2026, my official goal is 40 books. Y'all know I'm gonna read way more than 40 books, but again, setting a goal that I know I can reach. Oh my God, I better reach it. I better reach this goal now that I've said that. Question number 2, a book you're likely to reread this year. I'm not a big rereader. I don't reread a lot of books, but this year I'm trying to reread the rest of the Throne of Glass series, and the next book I'm at is book 3, Heir of Fire. So easy answer to that question. I don't know why I'm rereading Throne of Glass. I like to be hurt, I guess. I don't know. Question number 3, a priority read on your 2026 TBR. Okay. This was another pretty easy one for me. I don't know why I said like I was thinking about the answer, but I forgot. I already thought of the answers and typed them here, and I was gonna come up with a totally different answer that I don't have on my phone. Okay, my priority read is the rest of the Gods and Monsters series that have been published. I read book 1, Book of Azrael. I freaking loved it. I was so like caught off guard. Now that we're officially in January, the holidays are past us, I have like 1 or 2 other books I need to read, and then I'm gonna make the rest of the Gods and Monsters books a priority. And if the rest of the series is like book 1, oh my God, you guys, you have got to read this series. So good. Question number 4. An author you won't be reading more books from this year. This was another really, really easy one because there was a couple of books I DNF'd this year. There was one book I didn't DNF that I read all the way to the end. I don't know why I didn't stop reading this book, because I knew after about 40% this was going to be a 1 or 2 star read for me. I just kept hoping that it was going to get better. I thought maybe like the way it ended would make it better or something. That is Jasmine Mass. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people loved Blood of Hercules. I know she writes like these other books, like Psycho Fae or something like that people love, but oh my gosh. Blood of Hercules was my most hated book of 2025. I didn't like the writing style, I didn't like the characters, I didn't like the plot, no part of it worked for me. I'm glad other people love it. I don't have anything against Jasmine Mass. I'm glad other people like her books. Not for me. I'm not even going to try to read book 2. I'm not going to try any of her other series. I'm just going to let other people have that one. You guys can have Jasmine Mass. I'm sorry. She's all for you. Question number 5. Something new you want to read. Okay, so I'm taking this as like a new release. The second, again, I'm saying like I'm going to think of an answer. It's already right here. I already did all the work for myself. The Second Death of Locke. I really want to read this book. You know, it's a predicted 5-star read. So my husband and I crossed the border into Texas a couple of weeks ago, and we made a trip to Barnes & Noble in San Antonio, Texas. They were out of The Second Death of Locke. They were out of Blood over Brighthaven. They were out of The Everlasting. They were out of like all of the books that were on my list. Well, I shouldn't say all of the books. I did actually end up buying 3 books. I had like 15, 20 books I was looking for, and they were out of like 50% of them. But anyways, The Second Death of Locke is a fairly new release. It's a romantasy, but it's also a little different for me. The like gothic, the night setup. Oh no, actually, I read The Night and the Moth and I loved it in the fall. So I guess it's not that different for me. I don't know, it feels different. Question number 6. A popular book you want to read. Okay, so going back to what I just said about my trip to Barnes & Noble, Blood Over Brighthaven by, I think it's M.L. Wang. I don't know, this book got published a few years ago. I was mildly intrigued when it came out, but you know, I've got thousands of books on my mental TBR, so I kind of forgot about it. I don't know why all of a sudden this past year, like in the second half of 2025, this book like blew back up again. Who read this book that started this trend? Was this like some big book talkers or something? I don't know. But Blood Over Brighthaven is suddenly like crazy popular, even though it's not a brand new release. And it sounds really good. It sounds like really intense and emotional and really like complex characters and complex world. And I've just kind of been craving that lately. So I did not find a print copy at Barnes & Noble, but everything happens for a reason, right? So somebody said on Threads just like 2 days ago or a couple days ago, like, oh, Blood Over Brighthaven is $1.99 for Kindle right now. Like, come on, you know it. You know, I snapped that right up. Okay, question number 7. Your most anticipated 2026 release. Book release. I don't know why you have to specify that. This is a book tag, but your most anticipated book release. Mine has got to be This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Alona Andrews. It's on my list of my most anticipated books of 2026. Alona Andrews and the Kate Daniels series, one of my favorites of all time, very close to my heart because it's one of the fantasy series I read as I was just discovering that the genre I really like to read was fantasy. I am super excited that now there's like this new epic fantasy that the two authors, Alona Andrews, are coming out with. I think it comes out in I think it comes out in March actually. Oh my God, it's like 2 months away. Question number, where are we? Question number 8, a bookish goal for 2026. Read more sci-fi and dystopian, and also I didn't put this in here at the time, but like read more like epic fantasy. Nothing was wrong with romantasy. I love romantasy books. I want to try out some more fantasy that's more like epic and high fantasy, and dystopian and sci-fi. I always say every year I want to read more sci-fi because I love sci-fi, but I read such a tiny percentage of like my books every year are sci-fi compared to fantasy or mysteries and thrillers or whatever. Number 9, a book that's been on your TBR you probably won't ever read. Okay, so I thought about this one for a really long time and I looked through my Kindle to see what books I had on my TBR. The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which makes me sad and breaks my heart a little bit to say because Jennifer Armentrout, like, love her. I've met her at book events several times. I really, really like her. I have a million like signed books back home in Florida, like packed away in storage from her. However, as this series from Blood and Ash continues on, I couldn't deal with it anymore. I loved the first 2 books. Second book, there were a few things that got under my skin. It started to get a little repetitive. We started to have these long periods of time when like nothing was really happening. But book 3, oh my God, I think I have read half of that book twice. I read half of it on my Kindle, and then last year I tried listening to it in audiobook. No, I'm done with that series. You know, if she starts fresh with like a completely new and different series, not attached to the From Blood and Ash world at all, I would 100% give it a try. But all of these books in this world right now, I gotta let go. It's never gonna happen. 10, a series you want to read this year. The War of Lost Hearts by Carissa Broadbent. Oh, hold on. The War of Lost The War of Lost Hearts by Carissa Broadbent. First book is Daughter of No Worlds. I started her other series. What is that series called? The Serpent and the Wings of Night, I think is the first book. And I put that series on series I most want to finish in 2026. So, of course, the first thing I do is by a completely other series by the same author instead of the rest of the books in that series. That's so true to form for me, like you don't even know. This is a series I definitely want to read in 2026, and I bought the first book in print to really like force myself to want to pick it up so it just didn't get like lost in the Kindle shuffle. Your auto-buy authors going into 2026. So I've got a few on this list. There's probably more that I'm not thinking of, but Penn Cole. Honestly, I've only read one series by her, but when the fourth and final book comes out, it's like an auto-buy no matter what. Marissa Meyer. Love Marissa Meyer. She actually released 2 books in 2025 that went like so under the radar, but I'm really excited to read both of them. Bryn Weaver. Like, come on. I've read the Ruinous Love trilogy and I finished Harvest Season. Wait, no, the first one's Tourist Season. The next one's Harvest Season. I love. Tracy Deonn, who, again, I've only read one of her series, The Legend Board Cycle, and again, the fourth and final book is going to come out either 26 or 27, but I'm going to buy it no matter what. Rachel Gillis? Okay, either I typed that wrong or got auto-corrected. Rachel Gillig. I love everything I've read by her. I've read things from 2 different series. Love them. Stephanie Garber, most definitely. Loved everything by her that I've read. I think I've read everything that she has published. Those are my auto-buy authors that I thought of off the top of my head. Question number 12. A book to show adaptation you're excited about this year. I kind of feel like these are really like generic answers, but maybe not. Maybe there are other movies releasing or TV shows coming out that I'm not aware of. Project Hail Mary and Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm so excited about both of those. Those are like 2 of my most favorite books I've ever read. I read Project Hail Mary a while ago. It wasn't like right when it came out, but it was way before I knew that they were ever gonna make a movie. Okay, so I didn't do the audiobook for it, but if you haven't read that yet and you want to before the movie comes out, I have heard that the audiobook for Project Hail Mary is really good. Not my personal recommendation, but that's what I've heard. Question 13, a sequel you're anticipating. So speaking of 2 of my auto-buy authors, I gotta say The Knave and the Moon by Rachel Gillig, because come on, the way, first of all, like her books, their writing style is so, it's just like a little different than all the other romantasy out there, you know? Just, I don't know. But the way we left in book 1, the way we left at the end of The Night and the Moth is like, oh, I don't even know how we're gonna fit the rest of the story just into like one more book. And Burn of the Everflame by Penn Cole. Those are probably the 2 sequels I'm anticipating the most. And ironically, I left Burn of the Everflame off of my books I'm like most anticipating in 2026. I don't know what I just like skipped it. I even had it on my list that I was referring to and my eyes just went like right over it. But that is one of the books I am most looking forward to, and I'm pretty sure we're getting it in 2026. Actually, that's not fully confirmed, so maybe not. 14, bookish things you're leaving in 2026. As a small YouTuber who's trying to grow my channel, I would say comparing myself to other booktubers is probably something that I need to stop doing. Comparing myself to other small YouTubers, big booktubers. It's really easy to do, and that saying, comparison is the thief of joy, like that really is so flippin' true. So I'm really gonna try to leave that in 2025. We're leaving that in the past. We're moving on. Question number 15. What to expect from this account. More reading vlogs. Reading vlogs are actually, for me, to be honest, reading vlogs are like kind of a lot of work to post because like I like to just like cozy up with a blanket and a pillow and get comfy and like rot while I'm reading and read for like hours at a time. And you have to stop and like record your thoughts. And I have to remember to like take notes on my phone, and I love to like zone out when I'm reading. However, one of the things I like to watch the most when I'm watching YouTube videos is other booktubers reading vlogs. I would really like to do more reading vlogs for you guys on this channel in 2026. Also, I would say some more readathons. If you guys know of any like good readathons in the first half of the year, drop them in the comments. More book reviews, and I want to try to do my first 24-hour readathon. Is that crazy? I've never done one before. But I like watching it when other booktubers do them. So I don't know, I might give that a try. Question 16. How has your reading taste evolved from last year? First of all, I wrote actually enjoying contemporary romances. I only read a few, okay? But the point is, I really enjoyed them. And I'm not a big contemporary romance reader, but I read a few in 2025 that I actually really liked, which makes me more interested to try more of them this coming year. Also, I read a couple of horror books in October, and I would like to branch out and not only read horror around Halloween, because that seems to be what I always do. And there's no reason for that really. Like, I watch horror movies all year long, so I would like to branch out and try some more horror in the rest of the calendar year. Booktube creators who inspire you. So these are just, as I was like making this list yesterday, I was just kind of going through what channels am I subscribed to? What have I watched most recently in my history? What channels what popped in like right off the top of my head when I read this prompt. So this is going to be a combination of small YouTubers and big YouTubers. These are just, I don't know any of these people in real life. These are just all of my favorite booktubers to watch as of today. Baze Reads, Larry, Book Roast, Lottie Smalley, Amy T. Reads, Katie Whittruck, Rescues and Reads, Library Unbounded, Thoughts on Tomes, and Jamie Johnson. I will leave links to all their channels in the description for you guys if you are looking for some new booktubers, and I said one that you are not familiar with, so you should go check them out. And the last one is question 18, something you want to say to anyone wanting to start a bookish account. I left this one blank. This is like the one that I did not come up with an answer to because I thought, I'm just gonna answer that one on the spot. But now that I'm on the spot, I don't really have an answer other than just to say, just go for it. You are not going to enter Bookstagram or Booktube or BookTok as like a huge account. You're gonna start small, you're gonna grind, and it's gonna take a while, but you're gonna build an audience, you're gonna build a community, and just go for it and have fun with it. You're not gonna make any money off of it for a long time, if ever even at all. So if it's not fun, what's the point? And comparison is the thief of joy. I'm gonna go back to, that's like the theme for 2026. Don't compare yourself. Watch bigger channels, learn from them, but make your own thing. Make it yours and have fun with it. That said, if you got to the end of this video and you enjoyed it, give the video a like or subscribe to the channel. I am trying to reach a goal of 1,500 subscribers, and I don't have like a deadline. That's just a goal personally that I have set for myself on this channel. So if you would like to subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. That's the end of the beginning of the year book tag. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.